Hi, my delicious lights. It's Lena here. So, funny intro. Okay, so where do I start? You guys, it is the best thing to be single when you're young, right? When you're 18, when you're 19, when you're 20, 21, obviously you have like a high school sweetheart, whatever, and maybe it'll, maybe you'll go through love early, and that's okay. But let me tell you guys, being single is the best way to find yourself, to grow. You don't have anyone to worry about. You don't have anyone to look after, to care about, because in a way, like, you kind of, like, you're building yourself for whoever will come forward. And it's so much easier to be by yourself, to take care of yourself, to build you first. You don't have anyone to worry about. You think about it, all these people that get married and they have kids, especially women, like, they don't have a life no more. Like, their whole life is given to their kids. Their whole life, their social life, it's gone. Your social life as a parent it's not there anymore. It's not the same. Things aren't the same when you have kids and when you have a family. Like, especially at a young age, like, your 20s are for you to be, like, living your life, for you to be exploring, experimenting, for meeting different people. Like, don't settle for anything unless you're sure about it, or you know yourself, or you feel like you've had enough experience to be with someone. Like, because when you get older, like, you are stuck to that person for the rest of your life. Think about it. The rest of your life, you're with that person till you're 70, 80, till you pass this earth and you move on to another realm, or your soul decides to come back to earth. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's a story for another day. We're not going to talk about the spiritual side of things. I want to talk about the physical side of things. It is so important to work on yourself, and to do different things, and to hang out with your friends, and do stupid things, and, like, enjoy it. Like, everyone, when they're young, they're so focused on having a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but you don't realize the commitment that comes with it. And when you haven't made a commitment to yourself, how are you meant to make a commitment to someone else, right? Because that honeymoon phase, that spark, the everything, that fades, right? 6 months in, 1 year in, the affection, the love, you get bored of each other. You get bored of, like, after a while, like, and most people that are together, they just sit on their phones in front of each other. They don't even talk to each other. It's like people are just with each other because they're good-looking people to society, or to show off, or because it's just about, physical intimacy. But one thing I'll tell you, right, is if you're with someone, and especially if they're karmic, right, both of your energetic bodies emerge. So and it takes 7 years for the energetic body, like your spiritual body, to release pretty much their energy from you. This is the same with, like, gum. If you swallow gum, it stays in your stomach for, like, I don't know, 7-8 years. It takes 8 years to, like, get rid of, digest, and do you know what I mean? It's the same with energy, but, like, you can kind of delay these energetic, like, I guess, like, what I'm trying to say is that if you exercise, if you take care of yourself, because you think about it, like, you meet someone, right, when you're young, and maybe the relationship's not healthy, and you're like, oh my god, why did I do that? Like, I need to get out of this relationship. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, because you're young. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you like. And maybe it is a relationship you want when you're young, and maybe it is a kid. But, like, I feel like when you're young, like, it is your time to explore and experience life, and to take care of yourself first. Because as soon as a kid's in the picture, it's no longer you, and it's no longer about your life. Like, value being single. I'm sorry, I was just gonna say so much. Value being alone. My throat chakra's just channeling. But, like, value being by yourself, value being alone, because there's nothing wrong with it, especially when you're young. Like, you have the world at your hands. Like, you can do anything you want, right? You're not tied down to anyone, like, you can settle down when you're, like, my advice would be, I'd probably settle down at, like, 27 or 28 or 29, or, when you feel like you're ready, not just you know, for physical intimacy, because people get carried away, and you know, the first thing that like pretty much sparks a relationship is the intimacy. And when you meet someone, give them 3 months, right? You don't give them intimacy, nothing, because most of the time it's the intimacy that comes in first. Oh my God, get to know someone, see who they are without physically, you know, getting intimate with them, because then your energetic body emerges with theirs through the intimacy, and then it's harder for you to tell and for you to see the signs of who this person truly actually is. And I'll tell you one thing, right? When you first meet someone, you can tell straight away where that choice will take you, where it will lead you. And it is so important to analyze anything before you step into it, guys. Like, you know, like, obviously go out and experience life, you know, but realize that there's nothing wrong with being single. Like, you have the ability to fall in love with yourself, you know, like, learn to love yourself first, because and then people question like why this person isn't treating them right, or why it's not working out. It's a reflection of how you feel about yourself internally. It's a reflection of what you've had to go through, you know, traumatically as a kid, and it reflects if you haven't healed yourself. How you know, if you both haven't healed yourself and you've just come together, you know, think about it. You merge energetically and intimately with them, and then you pick up on all their energy and their trauma and their fears and who they are, and you kind of lose your identity of, you know, maybe who you are, you know, because it's that love, it's that spark, it's those butterflies. Butterflies, when you feel butterflies, that's your anxiety, that's your gut telling you, okay, this person's not it. If you have butterflies, or that like, when you meet someone, it should feel like, they should feel like home. It should feel calm. It shouldn't feel quick. It shouldn't feel like, oh my God, like, you know, like when you're ready, love comes to you, but like, enjoy it. Enjoy being single. Like, you don't have kids to take care of. Like, those people, like, think about your parents. Like, they've given everything to you. They haven't had the time to take care of themselves and be the person that they wanted to be, because they've had to take care of you and bring you up. You know what I mean? And like, that's why it's so important to enjoy being single. Enjoy it, love it, embrace it. You can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. You can see whoever you want. Like, you're young, you know what I mean? You don't have to settle. And, you know, I nearly made that mistake, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you don't know yourself, or you're not ready, you know, it spills into the relationship. Your fears, like your abandonment issues, your you know, if you can't be alone, like, you gotta learn to be alone, to be okay with your own presence first. Like, okay, I don't physically need someone there to be with me. Like, I am myself. I am my own person. Like, and I love that. I love that about myself, because, you know, you need to love yourself first. You need to be taking care of yourself first, and embrace it, enjoy it. Like, you don't have to look after anyone else. You don't have, because as you get older, no one's going to tell you, but life does get harder, because there's more problems that you have to deal with. And I think it's so stupid that, you know, most of the people around us, they don't tell us these things. Like, they kind of just, that's why it's like, it's a lot harder, like, when you're young, like, when you don't have a guide, or when you don't have a mentor. Of course you're going to go in a relationship. Of course you're not going to listen to someone when they tell you don't go with that person, because that's what you wanted, right? And that's what kind of made you feel like, oh, like, this is amazing, like, love, you know, something different. But I'm telling you, like, I feel like it's such I don't want to say a trap, but, like, you know, it's all fun and games, and then as soon as you have a kid, or you get married, like, really young, you realize, oh my God, like, my life's gone. It's gone. Like, you can't have your own life now, because someone else is going to be in your business. Do you know what I mean? Depending on, like, the person and who they are, it's like, find yourself first. Enjoy being single. Go have fun. Go out. Go, you know, build yourself in your own success, and find out who you are. You know, do what you love, because, you know, love can make you do stupid things. And in reality, sometimes, you know, it's a give and take in a relationship, and you got to find a relationship with yourself first before you offer your heart to someone else, knowing that you don't love yourself, or you don't even know yourself or what you want. Like, yeah, intimacy is fun, affection's fun, but you gotta learn to love yourself first and to be able to take care of yourself, you know, because in a relationship, when you're young, it's like whatever's, you know, and that's okay. Some people are ready for relationships. That's fine, whatever. But I'm just saying, if you're single and you're kind of like, man, I'm so lonely, you're not, because it's you with yourself, and you're you, and there's no one else around you, and you can do whatever you want. You know, if you want to go on a trip tomorrow, okay, well, I'm gonna go on a trip tomorrow, and I'm gonna go skydiving, you know. Obviously it's nice having someone there, but it's also nice to realize that your presence is also nice as well, like your own presence, right? You need to be okay in your own presence, and you need to be able to love yourself and heal yourself, because whatever's unhealed will be brought into that relationship. That's why heartache and breakups are so painful, because it's about learning lessons. What didn't you learn, you know, when it happened, when you were in that relationship? What signs did you not see? What, you know, this is why people have issues, and people don't fix their issues and no one talks about it. But anyways, that's just, you know, there is nothing wrong with being single or being, I don't want to say like the lone wolf, but like trying to figure yourself out, and I guess like knowing your likes and who you are and what you want to do, because you don't have to worry about anyone else. Like, yes, love is beautiful, whatever, but you can get so caught up in it, and then you forget about yourself, you know? And it's like, oh, like, I'm just doing this to impress this person. And it's like, well, you got to do things to impress yourself first and to build yourself up, you know? But that's just my perspective. For anyone out there, like, there is nothing wrong with being single. Anyways, my delicious lights, thank you so much for watching. Namaste.